Hello Sentinels, and my name's Gavin S Readman, and by Sentinels I mean people who have adult ADHD. That's everybody that's over 26. Why that? Because basically before that your prefrontal cortex has not developed completely. And that is why I say drug-free ADHD, and when I'm talking about that I mean actually after 26, because no sane person will try and do and go through ADHD in their younger years, in their teenage years, and at the beginning of their careers, whatever they're trying to do, and not at least have every thing that it can give them an advantage on their side. But after that, then you've got your prefrontal cortex completely set, it's finished, job done, and then you can start using the other things that you will need to make sure that you are not hooked on drugs for the rest of your life. And with that, this is all about drug-free ADHD and superfocus. It happens to also help other people because if you have ADHD and you constantly fail, eventually you do succeed. And when you succeed, that basically means you've learnt a lot, probably a lot more than most other people. It's one of those typical things why a lot of stuff in the media says that ADHD is a CEO's disease. Oh wonder, oh wonder. Well, it's because we fail on a regular basis, in a personal sense, on a day-to-day, moment by moment, every single day of our lives, until we find a fix for it. Now, today I'm going to be talking about Panaceas. And what are Panaceas? And I'm not talking about pancreas, I'm talking about panacea. That means something like a silver bullet, a pill for everything. And the answer with ADHD is there isn't. Even the drugs that people are actually given or prescribed, a lot of them, if you don't go through with your doctor and check and find doses that work for you, times that work for you, drugs that work for you, and stay away from the ones that are addictive. They're all opioids. That means they all latch on and basically provide dopamine for our brains. So it's not necessarily a good thing to have ones like, for example, Adderall. In my opinion, basically on the science, a lot of the time, these things can actually kill you. So take them as in that respect and treat it as such. So work out what is the best drug for you and what is the best dosage for you, and then work on yourself. And silver bullets, well, it's rather obvious. What I'm saying is basically there's lots and lots of different things you can do for ADHD that can help you have a better life. Now, that comes down to mindset, it comes down to learning, it comes down to meditation or breathing, mindfulness, that type of thing. I think mindfulness is probably the main one to start off with if you're right at the beginning of this journey, simply because it gives you confidence in yourself. It means that you sit down and you consciously breathe. If you go and look at some of Jon Kabat-Zinn's stuff, he'll give you the multiple different versions. I think it's even free these days, but you can get it on Audible if you want to. And that'll give you the basic for doing beginning with the mindfulness training. And it really will make a difference because it gives you that confidence in yourself. It'll reduce anxiety, stress. If you sort of have a disposition that sort of leans towards depression, it'll help with that. Not serious depression. If that's the case, you do need to speak to your doctor. That's something else, but it's certainly something you can use as well. And if, as with most things, like I said in ADHD, we fail, well, if you fail, you need to actually build yourself back up again. And mindfully breathing, mindfully walking, mindfully meditating, that is one of the cornerstones that will build you from the ground upwards. So there is no silver bullet. It is bullshit. That is actually life a lot of the time. When you're talking about leadership or anything else, it's usually the best of some shitty things that you have to sort out for yourself. That is what life is. If you're not actually getting to a point where you have shitty decisions to make and there is no really good one, then you're probably not pushing yourself. So I would say with that, have a plan, be fun, foster wisdom wherever you see it, and have a good morning, a good afternoon, or a good evening, and I will see you again tomorrow, and have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.